This is the Simpit, this is Michi Hoya, and welcome to this special edition of Simracing Academy where Amir, also known as KA Simracing, is the real stars of today's show. First of all, a big sorry that it is not Sean being live right here on the Simpit, and we do some kind of replacement right today. Sean has technical issues still after resetting his machinery, after resetting his PCs. He couldn't get the show together. He's still fighting the Windows 10 stuff there. So we're here for a replacement today. Today's news show sadly will be cancelled, and I just need to have a quick look again whether Sean said something on replacement. So yeah, Sean will do today's news on the show on Wednesday. So please bear with Sean. He's working 24/7 to get the Simpit up and ready for testing and for streaming again. However, today we're gonna have a special session with KA Simracing. He's brought me up for some sim racing coaching, so we're gonna do that live for the very first time, exclusively live here on the Simpit. And Ami, you got your button ready for push to talk, or you can basically also talk to me whenever you want to.
Yep, I'm good, man. I'm here.
Okay, great. So I think that we're good to go then. So you can go out and warm yourself up while we will sit in the passenger seat watching Amir. And I'm now going to mute me to you, so you're going to be on push to talk. Here we go. So today, as I said, special show, KA Simracing in the coaching seat here, and we're around Sebring because what else? With the Sebring 12 hours coming up and various events coming up on rFactor 2 with a preload of 3 hours at Sebring for the actual 12 hours of Sebring. Also, Virtual Endurance Championship has the 12 hours of Sebring coming up, and as we all know, iRacing is working on that too. I mean, not working, but they have already scheduled their 12 hours of Sebring, and we're gonna be here tonight testing a lot. I'm just grabbing my book. Where is my book? There it is, actually. So at first we're gonna take some notes. KA Simracing has booked me for an entire hour today, so we're gonna have the 75-minute session. I'd like to welcome you guys here on the chat. Sadly, chat will not be available right here on the stream today, so please understand that. But yeah, as you say, Theodore, F off Windows is such a pain in the butt. Steam King, Kimber, welcome everyone. Also F1 YTK, welcome on the stream. As I said today, special kind of event going on. We can see already some more stuff going on. In the meanwhile, I will send over a track map to if I can find one real quick. By the way, are you familiar with the track turn numbers? Turn 1 to turn 17?
Yeah, I am, man.
Okay.
Yep.
So then we can speak about the exact same thing, which is very important when we're talking about track and turn numbers. So now I'm trying to start taking some notes. To the actual coaching. And if you guys have questions whatsoever, feel free to ask them. there Twiggy, how you doing? Spartail Dragon, how you doing? Yes, this is the new C7 Callaway here. Well, new, I mean it's updated in one of those updates here from rFactor 2. And we're looking into getting some improvements done on the lap times via Mir here. Better turn one indeed. Hey there Michael Clark. Welcome. Today there will be no alert boxes and no chat and no kind of displays. I'm sorry about that. Hey there Ben. Happy birthday to you Ben. Ben Clausen. Also known as Psychosozialleben, has birthday right today, turns at 32. Happy birthday to you, man. Yeah, Dennis, final turn is a very, very difficult and very, very special one to get right. Actually, turn 10 looks good. Don't touch the curbs there. Of course, he can't hear me right now. A little early. Too early on the turn-in. Setup seems very understeery to me. Lines are really good. It's just the speed that needs to be adjusted. Have a look, final turn again. Okay, interesting. CM Racing, yes, I do charge for a session. If you're interested in seeing what I charge, you can find that in the description below. That was a 202.749. Did he actually do the personal best there? We're just gonna let him do the final lap. I think he will run out of fuel there. See you there, Spartail Dragon, and we're looking forward to see you back. RF Night Stalker today we're learning a little bit about setup, as I think the setup is very understeery. He's turning a lot on the wheels, but mainly about driving as well here in rFactor 2. As you can see him right now turning a lot on the wheel, like every single time he's sort of overshooting the apex, he's like full lock. Here, there you go. You can also see it down here in that bar when he goes full lock. Also we have quite a high traction control here, so nearly full lock again. Gonna see that very nice indeed again in turn 17, I believe, where it's the next sort of apex where he likes to go full lock. Especially when being a little late, looking at the sector times. He has even put a purple sector time out this time, so 46.6 was the sector 1 time for 202.7, and now he's on a 46.1, which is 3 to 4/10 quicker. If he will be able to improve, I'm not sure yet. A little late on the turn in. Well, see, he's full lock again, and this is due to the car not being able to really do what he wants to. So we're gonna fix that very soon. Puts in a 202.9. Okay, Amir, that's good for now.
Okay.
Is that your personal best you ever set around here, 2027? Or what is the quickest lap time you did?
It's close. My fastest was a 202.5.
Okay, 202.5. So we're gonna smash the 202.5 in today's session, as I've seen a very few things that he should do different. So first of all, I saw that you were most of the time on full lock, especially when you're about to overshot the corner. You know, rFactor 2 is different to iRacing, but in this area they are pretty much similar, especially when talking about the GT3s. The GT3s want to be driven very, very smooth, very calm, with minimalistic driving inputs and also as soft as possible. With that being said, you want to never at all time turn the wheel full lock unless you have to counter steer, a slide, a spin, whatever. So the first thing I'd like you to do is try to steer less on the steering wheel and maybe go a little slower into the turn.
Okay.
However, I just did one lap with your setup beforehand, and we need to work a little bit on that because it is massively understeering, and that should not be the case in that regard. So looking at the anti-roll bars, you have 6 at the front and 2 at the rear. Try putting the front anti-roll bar on 3, as you need a lot of roll in these GT3 cars, rolling ability in general. So a soft front, a kind of soft rear. The rear suspension, I would say, especially with the anti-roll bar, looks fine.
Okay.
The slow bumps and rebounds, they look alright. Do you experience some kind of twitchiness on the braking in the car?
No, not really, man. It's pretty smooth on the braking.
Yes, I agree. Okay. Then we leave the rest of the dampers the way they are right now. And furthermore, go minimum tire pressures, so 140 and 140, I think that is, front and rear.
Okay.
Yes, so that's gonna do it for right there. And then I think traction control map. Could you try to put that on 1? The traction control map. Could you try putting that on? Okay, not 1 but 2.
2. Okay.
And
I know I raised it up to 4. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
2.
And then I would say just try to go out again and see what you can do.
Okay.
So KA Simracing is on the go again, and yes, CM Racing, you are right. It did not save the update of descriptions. So what you want to do if you're watching on the Michi Hoya channel right now is, hold on, bear with me. KA Simracing now needs to focus a little on his new kind of setup. Okay, I would like you guys to refresh there on the stream if you need to get an update on the description. I'm very sorry for that. For those of you watching on the sim pit, the description tells you all the story about today's session though. So yeah, once again, for those guys who are joining still on the sim pit, Sean Cole is having difficulties, technical issues with his 2 PCs, as he has laid out a new version of Windows 10 on them.
Whoa.
Oh dear. Sorry.
And that's all good, man.
Yeah.
Right.
You may need to get some fiddling and need to get a little bit used to that, but you already should feel that the car is much more rotating, at least what I saw now into turn 10 in general.
Yeah. Yeah, I could already feel it. Yeah, I need to do less steering input just to get the car rotated.
Yeah, exactly. Though, as I said, this is very similar to iRacing in that regard. Yes, Eric Schmieder, that was a traction control issue right there. So, coming back to the actual point, Sean Cole is working on his both PCs to get them back into streaming business as soon as possible. However, he couldn't make it up in time today, so there will be no news show from the sim pit, no pit stop, sadly. However, the news are not gonna get ignored, so I expect the Wednesday news show to be a little longer. At least he said that he's not going to do a news show tomorrow, so he's gonna do the replacement of today's news show on Wednesday, as today's news show is cancelled, sadly. So that's about Wednesday. Also tomorrow, 9 AM Pacific Standard Time, you are witness of a live premiere of John Seiler doing the same with me here in the Porsche 911 Cup car around Silverstone. So that's going to be a live premiere of a 2-hour coaching session, and you will be mind blown what John Seiler was able to do in 2 hours. I can only tell you so much. I'm not going to spoil further. I will welcome you guys tomorrow, 9 AM Pacific Standard Time, so a good 24 hours from now. Exact same date, exact same place. And yeah, gonna welcome you for a live premiere of a Sim Racing Academy episode with John Seiler. Now I'm back to Amir though, and see what's going on. So let's have a look about general inputs of him. He's gonna drive around the circuit furthermore. I'm taking more notes once I can see something wrong. Also, I think the Corvette requires this brake balancing a lot, as all the GT3s require it, really. Where you are slightly on the brakes, trying to rotate the car around corners. Anyway, let's have a look. 46.1 was a purple lap time, purple sector 1 time for him. He does it 46.3. Despite his turn 1 was not the best, to be fair. Let's see how he can do with the rest of the circuit, as I think the lower traction control makes it a little bit harder from him in general, but I think corner speeds are increased. Oh dear.
Here.
You want to get back to traction control 3? Does it, because I think you now spun twice because of traction control issues.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go back on 3.
Okay. Alright, yeah, let's try 3.
Yeah. Hey Luca, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Also welcome. Cranky Pants, I'm based in Germany, so European guy. Hey Christian Gruber. Yeah, actually it looks very different, but it is laser scanned, so I'm not sure which kind of version is right though. I think Sebring track on iRacing is laser scanned as well. Yeah, cranky for German areas. We got quite a good internet connection here, so I'm on a 40 megabyte upload lane, which is the best you can get in Germany. Yeah, and I think so too. It might have changed severely in between. So especially turn 17 should feel a lot better, isn't it?
It does. It feels a lot better, man.
Dennis Noyak, sadly we cannot do anything about the differential rather than a preload setting. Now checking turn 1. Looks good. Turn 2 a little too quick. He's still in that area where if he overshots the apex, where he's like turning too mad on the wheel. And there's a very simple explanation to it. These GT3 cars, the tires may look very durable just from the percentage wise. However, the thermal degradation is what kills you in the race if you keep overturning the wheel. Oh, he turns too quick. Or turns in too early and also still being too quick. Thank you very much, Michael.
I feel I have to go full lock now.
Yeah, you need to take some time. Very often you're too early into the corner and then overshot it and still be too quick at the apex. And we're gonna work on that while I'm driving in a minute. But just for now, focus on your lap. Speaking of lap times right now, 46.5 in this lap in the first sector. Looking at sector 2, that was a 32.4, which is just a tenth off, and he still gets used to everything. I mean, imagine he just overshot the turn 6 so badly, but still puts it in a purple lap time there, or nearly purple sector time there. So that is really a great job by Amir. Also, the second lap should produce a lot quicker lap time since the tires were fully warmed up. Hey there, Mike, how you doing? Gonna look forward hearing and seeing you in sim racing. It's great to see that you just decided to go into sim racing, Mike, and I'm pretty sure you will have a lot of fun with all the guys out there in sim racing as of today. Lap time has been a 2:02.6 because it puts it purple in the final lap time, in the final sector though. So just by softening the ARBs, he just found a 10th in the final turn, and I'm pretty sure he will improve first and second sector still. Let's see, that looks like a lot better turn 6, despite he's too far on the inside, kissing the anti-cut. Well, this is no biggie, you know. First sector 46.3. That is 2/10 down. Sorry, 2/10 up. So if we just can get two similar sector 2 and 3 together, he will be absolutely fine on the lap time and put his new personal best. So we remember ourselves, his personal ever best was a 2:02.5. So I'm looking forward to see that being smashed. Yep, Twiggy, I agree. A front anti-roll bar still way too soft in my opinion as well. Way too rigid. It has been a purple middle sector by quite a mile, so 2/10 quicker than his personal best sector 2, and if you're looking at the lap time of a 2:02.6, it's even 3/10 quicker. So he carried half a second just right up there to come around final turn. What is gonna be 2:02? Oh, that was even off track. Too bad. Eric, that might just look like 70% only. I can see he's full on the brakes, so I can not see any issue with that. And before I will further talk to him about driving lines and stuff, I let him finish his laps, because basically he's doing a good job so far. He's just too far on the inside right there, but it doesn't matter as of right now. 45.759, that is the best ever sector won by him by a mile. He did a 46.1 with the old setup, now it's 45.760. Amir, just do yourself that favor, don't jinx it, and you will be so happy already. Now he falls back into that old pattern, and that is a very general aspect I want to race quickly. And this happens to me as well. If I feel and recognize, damn, I'm on the flyer, you want to do the things as perfect as you did them before, and that means you fall back into your old habit right of there. As in turning too much on the wheel, looking at the middle sector at 32.3, that's just 2/10 off his purple middle sector time. Still half a tenth quicker than the 202.6. Let's see what he can do around final turn. Azar, quicker does not necessarily always mean more danger and spinning off the track, but it's very likely to do so. A 2:01.7. 2:01.7, his best ever lap time here. Well done.
Cool, man. Yeah.
2:01.7. Okay. Now we swap the places real quick, and I would ask you to hop on my camera.
Okay. Yeah.
As I'm taking the car out, and I'll just give you a little general feedback right here. As of watching you drive, your lines are pretty much good. They are pretty much okay. I don't see a lot of things wrong with it, by all means.
Right.
However, what I see is still wrong is like sometimes you carry too much speed, if we're talking about the hairpin, about turn 7. And sometimes you simply fail to carry as much speed. And I'll just try and talk you through a little bit here. Also, just very general, make sure that you never overheat those tires too much, hence why I tell you to not turn too much on the wheel, as it is a thermal degradation that will kill your tire grip in the long runs. So when we're speaking about racing, make sure to not overheat them tires.
Okay.
So I just heard a subscriber or donation noise, one of these two. I'm very sorry I can't look them up right now, as they aren't made for this kind of video, but thank you very much, whether you subscribed or helped the stream with a little donation. Okay, so Amir, especially here for this turn 7, you're turning way too early, and you don't want to turn over that anti-cut just like that. You just want to get the car nearby, but don't touch it. As I think you felt it, you are sort of jumping around on that anti-cut thing.
Yeah.
Your line here looks pretty good. It is a kind of late apex, you don't want to come out too wide. Make sure to drive a little bow around here so you can steadily keep on the full throttle and don't touch the curbs. Very much so here as well. We want to stay off the inside apex curb. We can grind on the outer exit curb. This is okay. Turn 14. Feel free to really cut across that little line, as in maximizing your approach here for 15, 16. And I would not take as much of a line of the outside of 16, and rather kiss the inside curb as of maximizing your exit speed. Now, surely, where you lose an entire second, I'm pretty sure of that, is Sunset Bend. Because you go into it quite well, but right off here, you can already go full throttle. and simply, okay, a little too much, but you can simply, you need to make use of all the track width available right here. Turn 1, you tend to be a little too late on the turn-in. Feel free to go on the inside here, hug yourself up with the wall, and then maximize the speed out of the turn. Turn 3, the late apex is right here, and for turn 5 the very same thing, you turn in right here already, and then here is the apex. I'm over exaggerating that here a little bit, but I will now turn on 2 or 3 more laps so that you can more smoothly see where the apexes are.
Okay.
Also, if you're still too quick, remember those cars have ABS, so when being on the brakes you have the weight at the front, and the weight on the front means downforce on the front tires, which means grip. This is a sort of basic equation, and you need to make use of that in the GT3s in general. This is also a good style to copy from iRacing, where you, I'm pretty sure you're aware of that in iRacing you have to sort of always have a little bit of braking input when going over through the turns, and you can watch the pedal inputs of me right up there, and then you will see while I'm turning I'm just using exactly the same technique, as I want to get the weight on the front, then drive it around the curbs. I just want that initial turn to be driven. That was a perfect example for turn 16, how to take it, by the way. But as you see, right on the turn, and I'm still on the brakes as of making the front end turning a little more, adjusting the balance in that regard. Let's see if I can get a better sunset in. Yeah, way better. Well, you see, I'm just maximizing all the track, and I'm so much faster just right there. So 2025, let's see what I can do overall. You need to really find the rhythm for this turn 1.
Yep.
Here's the apex here. Can go a little up there. Car might become unsettled a little. Apex speed. I know that those turn 3 to turn 5 is very technical and it takes a lot of time fiddling it out, but you will be fine at some point. And if you have any questions as of right now, feel just free to ask them.
No, right now I'm just trying to absorb it all.
Yeah. That also was a solid exit of that turn. To me, the car is still a little too understeery for my liking, but...
Just a little bit, yeah. I said I haven't had much time to mess around with the setup just yet.
Oops. Yeah, also make sure, and Kazi are gonna answer your question soon. You want to go a little further beyond, away from the wall. That right off here, you're on a better angle for these exits here.
Okay.
And then you're gonna just go
So
straight.
Try to make that corner as wide as you can and carry more.
Yeah, especially on the turn-in. That in itself was a very solid turn 3 to 5. That is usually how it should be. You also, I also see it on 6/10 lap right now. So this was a quite good indication for the quality of these corners, as I screwed them up beforehand pretty badly. Also, it's very interesting in that colorway, the tires have just not heated up enough in order to get the right temperature for grips. You can touch the inside curb here in turn 10, as the car currently is set up the way it can take them curbs. I wouldn't do though for turn 13, despite this works quite well actually, maybe due to the big ride height that is on there. But it's still, in turn 13 it settles up the car a lot. Now we're coming around 15, 16, and after that I'm gonna hand the drive back to you.
Okay.
Casimir, yes, being an experienced racer also helps in rFactor too, indeed. The more experience they got, the more easy you will feel around all the kind of simulations available. This is all full throttle here, by the way. So this is how much speed you really can carry out. And then you're on a 2008 in my case right there. So that is sort of how you should do a lap, and I know it's quite difficult to get in, but we've already improved your ever personal best by 6.5 tenths, so
yeah. Okay.
Guys, I'm very sorry, I see a lot of questions right now and try to follow them as much and as good as I can. Amir, by the way, before we get out, I would come around with a little setup adjustment, making the spring rates softer at the front and also the slow bump softer, and in general also the springs being a bit softer, and that should help.
Just go down one tick on each, or?
No, I adjusted the setup a little further.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna send it to you.
Okay.
What I've done is basically I've enabled the front bumpers to take up the load more quickly, so this will improve the initial turn-in. It might get a little worse now in terms of how the stability is. If that is the case, we're gonna revert back a little.
Okay.
And go to something, let's say, a little bit more conservative, but
cool, non-alien like for me.
Oh dear, don't say that, man.
All right,
I'm back on push to talk. Feel free to go out, and that means I'm being able to answer questions more frequently now as of... Let me take a little notes first, because for the consultancy report I do need those notes. Did you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you, man.
Interesting, because I got push to talk enabled. Now you should not hear me. Okay, great. Weird stuff happening. Sorry. Okay, the picture is going to be back right here. Quickly looking at the setups changes. So front, softer, 2-click, rebound, 1-click. Spring rates -1, and rear dampers -2 each, as they were pretty stiff. And I can also tell you what we've just set up to a certain extent. I will bring up, despite it's looking chaotic right now, a very interesting thing. It is basically just Lego techniques, but that little car has interesting moving wheels here in the back. So when we're speaking about those dampers, and what I've basically set up now is I made the front being more capable of getting the weight. So those tires here. What I've done now is currently you're driving like this, and once you get into the brake, the car dumps down at the front, pushes itself a little down, and the movement velocity of how quick the suspension can adapt or can take the shocks, that is how what you set with the dampers there did.
Alright, let's try that again.
Yeah, just take your time.
Okay.
Harley like Vettel's car from Hockenheim. No, that actually not. I just broke the suspension too much on that wheel. Not on that wheel, on that Ferrari right now. So if you look at the rear end, you can see that one tire is actually this not attached, and also is looking a little lower, but this is basically how it works. As you can see, those are the suspensions here, and this car is even differential, like both suspensions actually have snapped, so this is quite interesting. But yeah, indeed, I mean, for showing purposes, I'm gonna do at some point make a video about dampers in cooperation with that car, and I'm gonna place it on a solid ground so that you really can see the effects of the springs, because it got 10 V10 cylinders, it got a differential, it got springs, so when I push down on the nose, the car moves up and down. So there is a lot of stuff going on, and Amir, don't forget to not do full lock, despite you want to have the temperature. Michi, have you done any in-class or on-track driving school with Pro Drive or anything like that? You mean like in real life, with me being in the car and being coached by someone else? No, sadly I haven't. If that was not the question, please specify a little bit more. Guys, if you have any further questions, just feel free to ask them. We're now looking onto the leaderboard, so I have done a lap time in the end of a 2:00.8. Nothing too special really. And I'm gonna check pretty soon what Amir's been able to do now. So let's see, he goes back onto the road. Not sure if it's just me or whether the car still understeery like mad. This could also be that just the tyres being cold as of right now.
Ah.
Is the car still too understeery?
Just a little bit, man.
Let us fix it. Let us fix it.
Okay.
So basically that means I'm gonna put spring rate on 3 again. Oh no, or also reducing a little bit camber of the rear, just yeah, try this one. Yes, Jonas Windy, I have bought an Aguri OSW, so a Simu Cube, together with an Akira GP as a rim. Casimir, anything other helpful things that you tell you about rFactor 2? Something I should be aware of while driving, maybe? The general sim is a little bit more drifting. So it is not as understeery and not as icy as iRacing is in general. It feels a lot more grippy and a lot more connected to the ground. And sometimes being in a little drift doesn't hurt you at all, apart from tire wear, obviously. So don't be too understeery on setups. A little oversteer is okay and actually beneficial. It's not like the car wants to kill you, but it is a lot more twitchy, and that is actually quite fast. Okay, Heiko gonna do that. So, greetings from Heiko Scheuermann from the Sim Racing Group. I saw some other RF Night Stalker. No, I have not received any coaching myself. Well, it's not entirely wrong. I've received the coaching myself, but this is basically 9 years ago. Back then, from George Manusakis. One or other guy may know him. So, KA Simracing is still warming themselves up. So Michael Clark, in the meanwhile, cup of coffee. That one is nearly empty, so big thank you for your donation and your support. Thumbs up for that. Big shout out to Michael Clark, please, everyone. Sumi, what are you saying there? Is Race Room still a popular sim, I guess you want to say? I don't know, but Race Room definitely comes up with a very nice competition about the ADAC GT Masters, and we're gonna take a try on that in the near future and trying to qualify ourselves. Can still see this understeeriness going on. I think it's better, so I think the second or third lap will be when the tires be up to temperature, and then you should have a little better grips all around. How is the car balance feeling?
It doesn't feel bad. Just a little squirmy on exit.
Too twitchy?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can work with this for now, otherwise I will have some fixes in mind. So the twitchiness of the rear comes now from reducing the camber in the rear. This takes away a little bit of sideways grip build up of the car when having less camber, and beyond that we've softened the front dampers, so the front dampers are now able to move more quickly and therefore taking and accepting the weight a lot easier. However, the rear dampers are still at the same stiffness, so they kind of refuse to give away that weight or to take the weight on. And especially on exit, when the weight comes from the front and needs to go back to the rear in order to produce the downforce required for the traction, this is where the car might lack the one or other performance point right now. Cranky Panzer, welcome. I hope that is a sort of different kind of informative or educational video. Oh dear. To me it feels like with a stiffer springs it felt better.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, just see if that fixes anything. It might get very twitchy right now, but now we got at least the rear suspension back on 3 with the spring rates. If that does not help as well, I'm gonna put the other, or simply put the front spring to 3 as well.
Okay. Yeah, because I was getting a little bit better before they changed, a little bit more mid-turn.
Yeah. Now it's basically entry understeer you suffer, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Mike, thank you very much for your feedback here, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Conradson, good evening to you. How you doing? I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise I'm gonna remind him later on again, but Amir's doing a great job. And I'm really happy we already have improved the lap time by a 0.6 or 0.7 tenths. Now this turn 7 was really, really good now.
Okay. That
Oh there, Cranky.
Twitch is aiming for turn 7. I gotta wait till the last possible minute to turn, right?
That definitely does help for the exit speed as you force yourself being slow enough for making the actual turn.
Okay.
So since we're live, I can announce what is further going on tonight on my plans. So in 1.5 hours time at 21:15 CET for you guys over there in the US, that is 12:15 Pacific Standard. I'm going to do the final IMSA race of the week around Suzuka in the Ferrari GTE 488, and beyond that I may try to qualify for the race room experience race, the ADSC GT Masters Championship. As I said, this is the competition going on. I'm gonna do that. And also this week, as we have the 3 hours prelude of Sebring hosted by Studio 397 this weekend, we're gonna do testing around Sebring in the McLaren 720S GT3. And I feel like the overall turning of the car now has improved massively. Is it too much though? That's the big question. And we're gonna let Amir further drive and see how the things go. By the way, is CM Racing still there? Has he now...
I got on the gas a little too early.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. If CM Racing is still here, I hope you've found all the required information. Unless if you have any further questions, of course, feel free to mail me at simracing@michi-hoyer.com. And then you are good to ask further questions towards this format of the show, towards this coaching, which is free for everyone to ask me and order me. So sadly, of course, it will be charged some reasonable money, but I think you guys will be good on that investment, as it really supports your driving. So for turn 16, make sure to put really half the car up inside the curb on the right hander when you come back to this back straight here, as it will give you a better exit. Yes, Mike Ratzinger, there is a personal channel of mine. Well, right now I'm simply parallel live on both of them. So my personal one and the Simpit. Looked like a solid turn 1. Yeah, it was a good approach trying to take the brake there as trying to move the car around. However, on rFactor 2 you may need to push a little more on the brakes. It takes figuring out, of course, but you will get there. Very good turn 7, keep doing that. Fighters $3, thank you so much for your feedback, welcome. And enjoy your Monday. Happy Monday to everyone. Oh, sweet turn 13. Could still do it a little quicker. But you're getting there. looking at the lap times, 46.3 in the first sector, that is where he lucks it a little bit. Well, I saw that his turn 2 to 5 was not particularly perfect or optimal. See, this is also what happens if you turn too much on the wheel. When you're trying to come back, it then grips at the optimal point where you don't need it anymore. By the way, purple middle sector. And by saying purple, I mean purple, so he even smashed the middle sector of my 200.8. Just let the car go, don't try forcing it into something, that is very important. Do not try to force the car into something it cannot do. So his middle sector with a 32.0 was purple by a 10th. So there are some improvements still going on. This is a very good approach what you're doing right now to, at some point, go a little slow into the turn to see what the car is actually capable of. That looked lovely as well.
So I put half the car out?
Yeah, sort of. You were just a little too quick, but if you get the right turning angle, this is going to be perfect.
Okay.
Do you want to check whether front spring 3 is better?
So the front felt a lot better here, and it feels a lot better.
Yeah, because of the lower front spring now.
Yeah, but the rear circuit's a little twitchy when you're on the corner exit. That's probably because I'm giving it too much fuel before I need to.
Yeah, but you can fix that if you go into the settings. Let's say we keep the spring rate at the front at 2. Is that fine to you?
Yeah, the front felt really good.
So then I would say put the slow bump, put that down to 8.
Okay.
As this will make the way to go further quick back towards the rear, and then should give you more downforce and more grips out of the turns.
Okay. Cool. Go back out again?
Yeah, straight away.
Okay. All right. Yeah, especially on turn 8 and then sunset, I was feeling the car getting really twitchy on corner exit.
Yeah, this might due to the rear bumpers being pretty stiff, and the thing is around Sebring, as there is a lot of bumps, you want to have very soft springs in general, as fast moving springs. The problem in the Callaway though, the fast moving springs are bound to the slow moving springs, so you may need to go softer in general on all kind of dampers in order to get a better overall feeling in. We may do that in the end, and you check that out. Now we're just looking for you to trying to find a bit better balance, and if you feel it's improved, we go on. If you feel it's deproved or not improved enough, then we go a little softer overall on all kind of dumpers.
Okay.
Once again, try not to turn too much on the wheel. Yeah, you were just too quick now this time. Let me see. Wait. No, if I think it is just the first turn, the first lap.
Yeah.
That is too cold tires here. So guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, now is the time asking for them. We got 15 minutes to go in this session, and Amir will go out again to improve lap times. If we're speaking about optimals, get my calc out. So speaking about the optimals, he could do 32.0 in the middle sector, 45.760 in the first, 43, 646 in the last one. That brings him down to a 2 minutes 1.488, and right now he's on the 785, so that is nearly exactly 3/10. Looks quite good in the current setups conditions. How you can take that turn 13 inside curve there.
Yeah, it felt good. Really. What didn't get too bouncy?
Yeah, I thought it would get too bouncy, to be honest. Let's try to put this car on the curb here more often in the turn 16. I really see that the tires are really cold still in the Callaway here.
They are a bit still, yeah. I'll still take it easy in here.
Yeah, you want to take a little wider line into Sunset Bend as you then can then go out quicker and can go more aggressive and more early on the throttle there too.
Okay.
And wait with the throttling out of turn 1 a little longer. Wait until the car's really been able to make that turn. Brilliant turn 3. Too much turning on the wheel now.
Yeah.
Make you more use on the brakes and turn less on the wheel. Otherwise turn 5 really looks good. Now focus on your turn 7. Yeah, tiny bit too quick, and also once again too much steering on the wheel. But that's something that you need to get down to yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing really can do from here. So a 46.159, that is actually good 4/10 off his PB there. Bottom middle sector has not been that great back on the other lap, so there's still room for improvement. as he puts in a 32.3 in the middle sector, which is an improvement indeed.
Ah, too wide.
Yeah, you're tiny little bit too quick on the apex there, but it is all fine. Just redefine your braking, your turning.
Ah.
Yeah, don't stop the braking. You shall not go into the turn quicker, you just shall try to go out on the turn quicker. Yeah, that is exact. Did you see that, what you just did?
I did.
Just really force yourself to not turn more on the wheel and maybe a tiny little bit use the brakes for rotation. This is where you lose most of the time right now. It works then for 1 or 2 laps. It works when the tires have reached up the temperature they need, especially in the beginning of the stint.
Right.
But once you're in the race, you do it once, you do it twice, and after the 3rd time, it just kills you because the tires suffer so bad from thermal degradation. I want to give him a final challenge though. Let's see if I can get him with minimal lock. To just go quicker, because if you then use this full lock, I mean that would, the thing is, if I send in the setup with a minimum steering lock right now, that would not fight the issue, it would just kill the phenomena. Don't forget the brakes there, and you keep fucking that up, man.
I know. It's harder than it looks.
Yeah, great. Keep doing that. Shall I start screaming now every single time you'd overturn the wheel?
Sure, go ahead, man.
Okay.
I can take the yelling.
I'm just gonna call stop. Stop! No!
That's what she made me do. No.
No. Yeah. So, just go out and try again.
Okay.
You got 8 more minutes. That gives you a full stint of 3 or 4 laps. Yeah. Just go ahead and I will leave you more alone now with the turning on the wheel. I know I'm being picky on it now.
No, it's all fine, man.
Very important tip, try to focus on what you do rather than sit here and let your habits control yourself.
Right.
Also, I'm pretty sure sector-wise you can do mid 201, so I'm sure you can improve further. Yeah, however, you know, we're allowing out that basement here in terms of driving and driving skills. So in the customer report, not the customer report, the consultancy report, I will come back on the fact that he overturns the wheel quite a lot. In the, you know, in the warm-up lap, I don't care because tires are very cold in the Callaway anyway. But I want to make him aware of what he's doing with that, what he's causing with the overturning on the wheel. Just, you know, that last little bit of turning is just not necessary. Yeah, that is better on the exit. You did that difference in turn 415, where you turned hard on the wheel on the end of the corner, and there you just released it and you were fine. Just try and keep doing that. Yes! Yes! That's exactly what I want to see. I just need to also note third gear. Turn 1. Not sure about first sector, didn't look too fluid. Too quick, but we're gonna see what the sector time is. Sector 1, 46.2, that's half a second off. Yeah, great. That is great. Oh, brilliant 15-16 combination. Really good job there. So middle sector was a 32.1 indeed. If he now gets the final turn right, I'm pretty sure he can put it a personal best sector 3. I'm not sure whether it will be enough for an entire personal best. Yeah, perfectly. Now you get an edit. Try turn 1 in third gear on the exit.
Okay.
At least a 202.0. So kind of... Yeah, very good. Keep doing that. So... kind of getting the things right now in the very end stages of the coaching. This is going to be his penultimate lap. Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. All the best. Oh no. Despite that slide of 46.1. Hey Brett, how you doing? Well, he's really getting at it now. It's just turn 10 where he's still got this old thing going on. But as you can see right now, and thank you very much Twiggy for readjusting me here, he's now starting to put what I set into doing it, and that is just great to see. This is exactly how it needs to be in turn 16. It was perfect from the wheel angle of turning. And you also felt it at Sunset Bend last time around, where you opened the steering and suddenly the car turned in the end. Alright, go for your final lap. You can do it. Remember the lines, remember the points. No pressure, come on. Yeah, Twiggy, through that, through that. Open the steering a little too late, but nothing too severe. Oh, this looks like a perfect 3-4. How about 5? Ah, turning too much on the rear. The good thing is he will recognize it himself when he watches back the video here. We let that count, 46.2. So meanwhile, most of the time has been spent of him turning too much on the wheel, sadly. On a side note though, he's been constantly able to put in low 46s as a first sector time, which is still good enough to get in him low 200s. Oh, that last turn was brilliant, mate. Sadly, the other parts of the circuit haven't been as good.
I know. Now, if I could just all string it together.
Yeah, but you've had a few laps now, especially in the last run, where you really were smooth on the wheel. Like the final turn 17 was a perfect example for this. Like you didn't turn it too much and made the car actually go around the corner, and you suddenly were surprised how early you could step on the gas again.
Yeah.
Same for turn 1. It is just it requires a lot of turning, and I don't even blame you to get me into sort of trail braking correctly or holding the brakes during the turns and iRacing to get around the corners. No joke, it took me up to 6 or 7 months getting it correctly. So yeah, but I mean in general, you've improved your personal best lap time from a 202.5 to a 201.785, and you nearly did 2 of them, so this is great stuff.
No, man, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was kind of looking for, because I've never really driven the GT3 cars, and rFactor has mostly been the lower class cars are open wheelers, so this is kind of a first jumping into them.
Yeah, but you've done a great job, really. I mean, looking at the best overall sectors, I think you're down to, let me remember it, 201.488. Just looking at your optimal sectors, so there's still time to grab. And also remember those personal best sectors, they do not contain the performance that is still hidden in your driving itself. So there we go. If you have any further questions right now.
Trying to think. No, I mean, I just got to go back and look at your replays and see how you were taking the lines, see what you were doing, just keep on working at it. But yeah, I mean, by far, but with that last sub change that we did, I felt a lot more comfortable in the car.
I hear you. I hear you. So yeah, that's great stuff.
Hmm?
Other than that, if you have any further question, of course, always feel free to contact me on that.
Oh yeah, I always will, man.
Yeah, okay. So let me quickly shut down the stream for right now. So guys, that is gonna do it for right now. Sim Racing Academy episode together with KA Simracing here. Amir's done a good job. I'm happy with him. He knows where to still improve and where's still room for excitement. So he's gonna look forward to that, doing some practice on his own and doing some practice all together. So that is great stuff, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys back on the Simpit. Once again, big sorry, as Sean has technical issues, technical difficulties setting up his machinery. So there will be no Simpit pit stop right as of today. And the news of today's will be covered on Wednesday. Also tomorrow we're going to have another live premiere of a Sim Racing Academy session. John Saylor, or John something here in the chat, he took 2 hours with me in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car on Silverstone, also an rFactor 2. So that's going to do it for today, and the live premiere is going to take place tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m. PST. Guys, looking forward to see you there. And beyond that, today we're going to do an IMSA Sports Car Championship race in 2 hours from now. The stream is starting approximately. Taking the Ferrari 488 GTE for last spin around Suzuka. And beyond that, we're looking forward to have some more testing on Sebring, both on iRacing and rFactor 2 this week, as the 12 hours of Sebring is the determined thing of things in sim racing as of right now, both for rFactor 2 and iRacing. They're coming up pretty soon. They're going to come up twice for me on rFactor 2 and once on iRacing. You guys are going to see that live here on the Simpit, on the Michi Hoyer Sim Racing channel. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe to the channels for more educational stuff, and for keeping up the show. Guys, thank you so much for being here. This is the Simpit. I'm Michi Hoyer, and I'll see you guys out on the track.